guys, welcome back to All Up in Your Wreath Business.
What's
I'm
up?
Palon, your host, and our guest today is Miss Leah McIntosh. Welcome, welcome,
Hello.
welcome,
Hey,
everyone.
girl. Hey, hey. I think
Hey,
I'm off center from the camera. No, we're good. We're
you're
good.
looking
We're good.
good. You're
Thank
looking
you. Thank
good.
you. I love your
I'm
hair.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm super excited to have you today. She is the owner of Flip Flop Mania Wreath Designs, you guys. She is also the creator of the beautiful, gorgeous Leah bows, you guys, that are awesome and amazing. So if you haven't checked out the Leah bows, make sure you check that out.
Thank
But I'm
you.
super thankful that you have come in today and letting
Thank
us
you for
get a
having
little
me.
bit all up in your business, girl.
You was talking about Reef business.
Yes, yes. So I am excited that you are also going to be a co-guest
I know.
at the design event. So I'm
I
super
know,
excited
right?
for that. Yes.
Yeah, it kind of, I mean, I'm glad that they're still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get to meet you one day.
Yeah. It is
For
a
right now,
virtual
we're just going
event,
to have to
y'all.
do it online.
Yes, yes, yes. So the Scissortail Crafters Convention is a convention that they normally hold in Oklahoma. But she is actually doing a virtual event this year. And all of the proceeds are going to charity. So you guys are interested in that. There are a ton of, it's a 2-day virtual event. It's in a Facebook group, and there's a ton of designers with awesome, amazing talents that you can learn from, and that will all benefit charity. So as you guys come in, make sure you say hello. And if you have any questions at the end, just reserve those questions. I will ask her towards the end of the broadcast. So I'm gonna get started and get a little bit in your business, girl.
Okay. Let's do it.
So tell us a little bit about Flip Flop Mania and how you got started.
Um, it's funny. If I had known that my business was going to be as big as it got, it all happened so fast, but I really would have named it something else. But so, um, in 2011, my son Sean was killed in a work related accident. Um, and for 2 years after that, it was back and forth in the courts and all that, all the legal part of it. And so I just woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, just because I couldn't get past it. I couldn't get past it, having to bring it up and relive everything. And I know it's heavy, but this is part of my story.
Yeah.
Um, so in 2013, I was at my friend Tyra's house, and she's one of those who really, really empowers women. And she was messing around with flip flops, and I just looked at her, she's like, Lee, you need something to do. You need something to do. So I started messing with the flip flops. I didn't really like them, but people liked them and they wanted to buy them. And so they started buying them. So, I mean, I really got to thank Tyra for that. But then, so I started selling flip flops like crazy. And there was flip flops everywhere. I told my sister, I was like, I need to create a business page. She's like, why don't you call it Flip Flop Mania? Because this stuff is everywhere around here. And I'm like, well, okay. And that's kind of how it started. But then I just kind of got bored with it, because I was sitting there all the time, just like this. And I got to go, go, go. I mean, it's killing me to sit here right now. And so, the proceeds from the flip flops allowed me to go spend some money on some mesh. I mean, I remember the day when I'd walk in, Michael's going, okay, I got $20. I need 3 rolls of mesh, but I can only afford 2. So, I mean, that's how it all started, just buy it little by little. And, people would, I'd get these big bags of ribbon, and these mystery boxes would show up at my house. And, I think I've always had people that believed in me. And, when you never really know what somebody can do until you give them the right stuff to do it with.
Right.
And I
Yes.
took all that and I ran with it. And, then I started making wreaths. And I think I started out making ornament wreaths.
Okay.
Ornament wreaths. And everybody picks on me because I have like this serious ball collection. And I still buy them to this day. And I started making the ornament wreaths. I don't know. I probably burned off my fingerprints back then, from all the glue. People wanted to start buying the wreaths, and I'm like, well, I'm pretty good at this. People like it. People want to buy them. So I just kept going. And, every time I'd sell a $65 wreath or something like that, I'd go and reinvest and buy more materials. And that's how the whole thing starts. You just,
Before you know it, you
you
just
work
keep
with what you
shopping.
got. You work
Yeah.
with what you got, and you make a little money, and you spend a little money. I mean, you have to do that because it takes a lot of materials to do this. I mean,
Yes.
it doesn't matter how much stuff you think you got. There's always going to be something you don't have.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but that's how I don't even really remember my first wreath, but I know it was the ornament wreaths. My first deco mesh wreath that I can recall. Oh, I wish I had to do over. It was this big. It was huge. I didn't measure. Girl, I glued ribbon tail. I glued in the ribbon tails on deco mesh. Deco mesh is plastic. So I glued the ribbon tails to the bracket.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that is how it started for me. So,
Yes. So how many years have you been doing wreaths and making wreaths now?
um, yeah, I really didn't think that I'd been doing it as long as I had until I go back and I look at my Pinterest boards and things like that. And I actually made my first wreath, I think, in December of 2012.
Oh wow. Yeah.
2012. I took
Yeah.
Flip Flop Mania as a business in 2016. I took it full time at the end of 2019.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Awesome. Awesome.
so
So I know you also have a group where you teach others how to create and
right,
make
my
beautiful
creative circle.
designs. Yes.
I love my little group.
Yes. So tell us a little bit more about your group and how that started.
um, how did my group get started? Um, I was the kind of person, I don't know if you ever remember or watch some of the older lives, but like when Damon first started doing lives or whatever, me and Jackie would go to his house and do lives or whatever, and I'd always be over in the corner hiding from everybody. And so I was like, I really never wanted anybody to see my process.
Mm,
Um, but then I realized, the way I am in my process, there are other people whose process is the same way. You just got to find your people. Um, but then I think Jackie opened her group. I don't remember the order. I hope they don't get mad at me, but I know everybody started opening groups. I think Terry was one of the first ones, and Jackie and Damon, and I'm sitting back, and people that was in their groups would still coming to me asking me, well, how do I do this? Well,
asking questions.
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, it's like they had no respect for my time.
Mm,
You pay this person, you pay this person, and you're still in my inbox. And I was okay with that. But then I'm like, people really do want to learn from me.
yeah.
So I launched the group. Um, it was not ready to be launched either, but I went ahead and went for it. And I kind of try to keep it kind of small. They love me and they've seen me go through a lot. Um, like in 2019 on Halloween, I had an accident in my shop. I had a stack of them. I had a stack of 5-gallon buckets fall 7 feet and nailed me right here in the head.
Wow.
And it shut me down. It shut me down totally. Totally. I
Yeah.
lost my memory. Um, I did not know how to do anything. The first bow I tried to make took me 2.5 hours. Girl, I can whip bows out in about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Real talk. 6 maybe. Um, and it was a struggle. So I used to sit in my room, in my craft room, and I would just sit in there and I would just look around at all that stuff. And you're going to ask me what my why is. And I'm going to go ahead and jump the gun and answer
Go
that. But
ahead.
as I sat in that room day in and day out, I mean, I would just cry and I would just look around going, sure, it's pretty, but I don't have a clue what I'm supposed to be doing in here.
Mm,
And so I prayed and I said, look, Lord, if this is what you want me to do, you're going to have to show me how to do it. I cannot do this without you.
yeah.
I said, and if you give me half of it, just give me something back, I promise you, I will take it and I will run with it and I will take it as far as I can go.
Mm.
So my why is he answered my prayer and I'm trying to keep up my end of the deal. That is my why. I'm a much better designer now. I think I'm a better person. I'm definitely a better person. I mean, dude, I couldn't do anything. I just sat in there and just cried every day. I'm supposed to be doing it. It's so frustrating. In my group, they saw me go through that and they saw me when I started trying to figure it all out again. And it was aggravating because when people know who you are, that's a lot of pressure to be amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure to not drop the ball, be like, she almost got, I don't, and so I kind of fell back from doing the Facebook lives as much as I did before because I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing. So I had to call Regina on the phone and we practiced with the Pro Bow and, I watched videos and learned this and I knew how to do all that stuff,
Yeah.
but when all that happened, when I hit my head, all that unnecessary chatter in the back, like, oh my God, I wonder if everybody's going to like this, or oh my God, is it good enough? All
Mm-hmm.
that was shut down. All that was shut down. And when there's a lot that goes a long way when you don't need anybody else's validation.
Oh yes.
I'm
Oh
trying to blow
yes.
my own mind, okay? I'm not
Yeah.
trying to impress this person. I don't care if you like this. And I used to be like, oh my God, let me see how many likes I can get on this. But man, when you know what you're doing and you know that you are doing it for the right reasons and that God's guiding my hands, you don't, man, you don't worry about that kind of stuff no more. And
Yeah.
that is, I don't know how to, I mean, that's comforting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a confidence you can't, it's a confidence you can't stay in that.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have a powerful story.
Thank you.
I told you that just going you've been through a lot, and I know it's other listeners and viewers out there who would go through a lot, and doing crafts and making wreaths is bigger than wreaths.
It's
Um,
absolutely, it's about the people
it's
that you
bigger than
touch
wreaths
and the people that touch you that you don't even know,
that you don't even know.
that you
Really?
don't even know.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
That's what it's about to me.
Yes.
Inspiring others just by doing what you do. Um, the idle mind's devil's playground. If I sit around and think about how screwed up everything is and how, then guess what? It's going to consume me. And that's not part of, that's not me keeping up my end of the deal I made with God.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it. So, how did you start the Leah bow, the signature big beautiful bow? Did
You
they
know,
come? They came after your accident or
it come
before?
before. This is
Okay,
what
okay.
it was. When I first started, you got to set goals and like I said, it all happened for me so fast that I was just my head was spinning and I was like, whoa, okay. Um, but that was my only goal. My only goal was I want my own boat. I want
Hmm.
my own boat because I sat back and I still watch boat videos to this day, every day. I don't learn a whole lot, but I mean, there I still do it because I'm always trying to learn and stay fresh, and that's what everybody should do.
Yeah,
Always try to, blow your mind from the last one that you made. Don't
yeah,
try to do
yeah,
this one or that. Do you? And but and so I just started playing with the ribbons, and I got the Pro Bow, and the Pro Bow rode around with me in my car for 2 years. 2 years. And every day I look in the back seat going, today's gonna be the day. Today's gonna be the day. I think I got it in like early 2015. My sister bought it for me and it sat in my car. And I just, today's gonna be the day. And one day I sat down, I'm like, I've got to figure this out. It's not that hard.
yeah,
It's just a process. And so I realized when I started making the terry bows, um, to me it just was I wanted more loops. I wanted bigger bows than that. So then I had to figure out a way to add more ribbons to 6 style or 12, six on each side.
yeah.
And so that's how, I was doing it by hand because I would take it off the Pro Bow and then the rest of it I was doing by hand. And Virginia said, Leah, how are you doing this? She said, in order for me to name your bow, Leah, you've got to be able to do it on the Pro Bow. So I told her I was freehanded back. I still freehand a lot of it. Um, and so I figured out a way to do it on the Pro Bow. And the day she named my bow, I remember exactly where I was at. Boy, I cried. It was like getting French kissed by the queen. That was the happiest day of my life. I was like, ah. But then I was like, well, what do I do now? What do I
Yeah.
do now? And so that was a long time ago. And then I went to Damon's house for Thanksgiving in 2017, and he and I shot the video in his shop. Um, I don't, truth be told, I don't really make them like I did when I did the video
Oh
because
yeah.
I've since figured out easier ways to do everything.
Hmm.
Because like I said, like when all that when I hit my head or whatever, I didn't know how to do anything. And I'm telling you, I couldn't even tell you I was hungry.
Oh
That's how
wow.
bad it was. So when you shut out all that pressure that we put on ourselves,
Yeah.
because it's not that serious. It's really
No.
not. It's ribbon and it's mesh and resource. They're just circles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was just trying too hard, trying too hard. You sit back and just do it and let your just do it. Get out of. Oh my God, I saw this
Yeah.
on live. That screws a lot of people up because they
Yeah.
try to do them without even figuring out who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So
Woo, she dropped the word, y'all.
yeah, that's
Y'all
real
know
talk,
how I am with the good word.
right?
That was a word. I felt that one. I felt that
Yeah.
now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, she is dropping some gems, you guys. You got to be able to get out your own head sometimes. And
Yep.
that really is our biggest obstacle is ourselves. Like,
Yep.
seriously, it really is. Whatever you're thinking about, you can do. And then you give yourself all these different excuses. I know I do it. Other people do it. We do it every day. Like, you cannot live your life like that. And it makes everything harder to accomplish. You
If
just
you
have to
just
get out
shut
of
all
your
this
own.
off, shut
Shut
it
it
off,
off.
and let your hands look. Just let your hands do what they do.
Yes, yes. And figure
It's
out
a
who you
technique.
are and
It's
what
a
you like.
technique. It's a
Yes.
process. I mean, if you don't like it, don't do it. Now,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
new wreath makers, I mean, I know I'm jumping the gun on this question too, but it's time for it. But people who are new, if this is not for everybody. If it was
Yeah.
that easy, everybody would be doing it. Okay, but I see people day in and day out dropping. I mean, thousands. I mean, just you know, people sitting at home buying everything on the internet, thinking, don't do that. Don't do that because
Yeah.
do it. And if you like it, then you buy as you go. You don't go out and buy all the things right off the bat because if you don't like it, you're going to be in a D-stash group next week trying to sell it. And that's real. I mean, I see it happen
It's real.
all the time, all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And you have to allow yourself time to grow.
Yes.
Definitely start where you are, start small. I did. I didn't go out and buy a hoopla of supplies. I just bought a few things. And as that
Hmm.
went out, like you say, you get rid of something, you sell something,
Yep.
buy some more. And you do have to kind of invest and watch other people and learn the techniques. But once you get those techniques and kind of figure out your style, what you like best, and kind of hone in your thing, then
Yep.
you could kind of come up with your own little techniques
I
and
started out
the way
making
it's
flip
easier for
flops.
you.
Right. I started out making flip flops and hair bows.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's not for everybody. I mean, but I mean, I just see so many people invest so much money in it and then turn around and
yes,
they
yeah,
don't like it. And that it's a lot of money. And
yeah.
like I said, just do it slow. You don't go from zero to hero overnight.
No,
You gotta work it. You gotta
it
work
is.
it.
It is. So absolutely great, great, great advice. So I love it. How can our viewers find you to support your group, to support your page,
Um,
and all of the things?
my business page on Facebook is Flip Flop Mania Wreath Design. It's on Etsy, it's Flip Flop Mania Designs at Etsy.com. Flip Flop Mania Wreath Design. It's like I said, I wish I'd named it something else. 'Cause yeah. But hey, that is what it is. My group is Leah's Creative Circle. It's $15.99 a month. Um, and you have access to every Facebook Live I have ever done from the
Oh,
start. And this is year 4. I'm fixing to have my 4-year anniversary. So I started the group. Yeah,
yay!
and I think it was late July of 2018. I believe
That's
is when it was.
awesome. That is really
Um,
good.
and there's a lot of materials, and I go back and look at them sometimes because I go back and I look at like before I hit my head and then now, and I'm like, I don't do anything the way I did back then, and that's not a bad thing. I'm a
Yeah,
whole lot better designer now,
yeah,
a whole lot better designer now, and that a lot too is all that chatter, all that
yeah,
chatter.
yeah.
It's not in my head. It's not in my
Yes,
head. Blow
yes.
your own mind. Blow your own.
Her page is Flip Flop Mania Wreath Designs. So you guys be sure to check her out.
Yeah.
Next week we will have on Small Town Reef Shop with Craig
Yay.
and Melissa.
I like
So
them a lot.
we love them. They're real down home, real
Yep.
down to earth people. I really
Yeah,
love
they
them.
don't they're real.
They're the real
They're
deal.
real people. They're real. Yeah, be genuine.
Yes, yes, yes. I absolutely love them. And you are too. I
Thank
want to
you.
appreciate you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming. You have an amazing story.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely a story that you've accomplished so much and a story of perseverance and putting your mind to things and
Hmm.
just starting, not being scared to start and
Just
to keep
do it.
going.
Just do
Yes,
it.
yes,
Just
yes,
do it. You'd
yes.
be
I
surprised. Some
appreciate
of the
you.
greatest things I've ever come up with were accidents.
Right.
Accidents. And I'm like,
It's like, oh, it's kind of good.
yeah, that's where something goes wrong, but it goes right. And then you're like,
Hmm.
wow. I mean, you make mistakes. I mean, that's the only way that you learn. But if you just stop all this and just do it, you'd be surprised what your hands can do.
Yes, yes.
It's magical. My hands make magic.
I know that's right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. You guys, make sure you guys come back and join us next Sunday. Have an awesome Father's Day for all the
Yes, happy
fathers.
Father's Day.
Yes, and enjoy
And
your
all the moms
Sunday.
that are fathers too.
You know it.
Right?
Yes. So you guys have an awesome Sunday. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for
Until
having me.
next time. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.